gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Fraps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Our views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, their Players Association, or their sponsors. Tonight we will be covering the game between the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters and the Orix Buffaloes. We'll be back in just a couple moments with tonight's starting lineups, and all the action gets going right at the top of the hour. Glad you're with us. We look forward to having you in the chat room with us tonight as we'll be covering the game between Hokkaido and Orix. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back after this message from our friend, Matt Hollis.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. We see Big Ray's ball cards and auctions are in the house, and Charles Gordon. It is a bit of a almost like a new start for us all over again. We had been calling NPB games at the beginning of the season, and of course, some of the challenges for us is time, and of course, now we're going to be back in the saddle, giving us the home stretch, giving the games through the months of September and October. Tonight, we're going to bring you the call between the Orix Buffaloes and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. We'll start with the lineup for the visitors from the Osaka region, and that would be the Orix Buffaloes tonight. Leading off and playing in center field, wearing number 4 is Shuhei Fukuda. Batting second and playing third base, wearing number 6 is Yuma Mune. Batting third in left field, wearing number 34 is Masataka Yoshida. In the cleanup spot, wearing number 99 is Yutaro Sugimoto. Batting fifth and playing second base, wearing number 3 is Ryochi Adachi. Batting sixth and playing in right field, wearing number 25 is Ryo Nishimura. Batting seventh and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 38 is Ryoto Akita. Batting eighth and doing the catching, wearing number 23 is Tori Fushimi. And batting ninth and playing shortstop, wearing number 24 is Kataro Kobayashi. And they are going to be facing Naoyuki Uesawa, who takes to the mound today for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. He is 7-5 with a 3.82 earned run average. And now the starting lineup for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. Leading off and playing left field, wearing number 7 is Haruki Nishikawa. Batting second and playing in right field, wearing number 45 is Fumikazu Kimura. Batting third and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 8 is Kensuke Kondo. In the cleanup spot and playing third base, wearing number 24 is Yuki Nomura. Batting fifth and playing first base, wearing number 91 is Yudo Takahama. Batting sixth in center field, wearing number 5 is Taishi Oda. Batting seventh and playing second base, wearing number 49 is Ryusei Sato. Hitting eighth and playing at shortstop, wearing number 38 is Kazunori Ishii. And batting ninth and doing the catching, wearing number 10 is Yushi Shimizu. And they're going to face the left-handed slants of Saichiya Yamazaki. And he is taking to the mound today for Orix with a 5-7 record and a 3.82 ERA. I see our Korean baseball fan is in the house. It has been a while, and we're definitely glad to be back calling all the action, and especially seeing some fans in the stands. Unlike during the Olympics where they were playing in front of empty seats. And of course, now there are people that are in the Sapporo Dome here for tonight's action. It is a battle of first versus worst. I would have probably not thought that the Orix Buffaloes at 49, 37, and 13 would be leading the Pacific League at the beginning of the year. They have had a very steady season. The Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, however, I can see them being in last place as they were definitely ravaged over the last few years, losing their ace Kohei Arihara last year, and seeing a couple other pitchers over the last 10 years, like Yu Darvish and Shohei Ohtani, leave to go apply their trade in the major leagues in the United States. You take those three starters out of their rotation, and that leaves a huge void in Japan. And so they are 33, 47, and 13, and sitting firmly in last place in the Pacific League. All right, everybody, we'll be back in just a couple of moments. The Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters are taking their positions. We'll be right back with all the calls in just a couple of moments. We're glad you are here.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Reps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie in Last Reps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Reps Baseball.
Thanks again, Steve, and welcome back to All the Call the Action. And we are just waiting for the right-handed pitcher for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters, Naoyuki Uesawa, to complete his warm-up tosses, and we'll be ready to get this one underway. This is like riding a bike, I guess. We haven't made the calls in probably I'd say about 2 months. We've had a lot of things on our plate if you want to go back in time and listen to some of our other calls. But it is like riding a bicycle, and we'll be back hopefully in full form after a couple of games here. Charles Gordon's in the house tonight, and thank you for stopping in. He says, who do you think is going to win this game tonight? I think that the Orix Buffaloes are obviously the better team. However, the better starting pitcher is on the mound for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters, and it is their home game. So looking at the lineup for the Buffaloes tonight, I don't know if this is their A lineup. So if there's a game for the Ham fighters to win, it may be this first game of the series. This is their best chance at pulling out a victory. So we'll see how this one goes. And Uesawa has just completed his warm-up tosses, and the right-hander is ready to get on the mound. He's going to be facing Shuhei Fukuda. Fukuda is batting .298 on the season. He's got a homer and 15 runs batted in. He's got a little bit of speed. He's got 6 stolen bases. And we're ready to get this one going. And our Korean baseball fan says Orix is the top team in the Pacific League. And the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. 1-0 to Fukuda. Fukuda is a left-handed batter. He stands with a slightly open stance, and then he taps to come even. He's up on the plate. He takes a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Fukuda. Pitcher Uesawa is working quickly. He goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball fouled away over the third base side. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Fukuda. Certainly the season this year has not gone accordingly. Obviously, the Orix Buffaloes, I would have figured, would have been a team to struggle, and they've got themselves firmly in a playoff spot, being in the top part of the division. And of course, there's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-2. And predominantly doing it with what I would say not a lot of big names. I mean, you think about their pitching. There's a fastball swung on and it's fouled away. And that's going to reach the seats just beyond the outstretched arms of the third baseman, Yuki Nomura. And it's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes all over again. The Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters, as we mentioned before, not surprising that they're in last place, but Orix, certainly with some of their pitchers, Yamamoto leading the way. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And that's going to keep the count at 2-2. Fukuda doing everything his part or in his command as a leadoff hitter. He's going to be facing his 7th pitch from Uesawa here as he's fouled a couple off. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and again, it's going to reach the seats. And the count remains 2-2. No Adam Jones in the lineup tonight, or Stephen Moya. So Juice is in the house, and he asks, do you think Orix is going to win tonight? And that question came up earlier, and I would say that if there's a game that the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters have a chance to win, this would be it. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Fukuda on strikes for out number 1 here in the first inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Yeah, so as Juice asked the question, I think that, in my opinion, this would be the opportunity for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters to get a victory tonight. Obviously, the starting pitchers, the matchup is in their favor. They are at home. And here's the first pitch to Mune. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count goes quickly 0-1. For Mune on the season, he's got a .272 batting average. He's got 5 homers and 25 runs batted in. Our Korean baseball fan says Yamamoto pitched great in the Olympics. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2 to Mune. And yes, Yamamoto did pitch very well in the Olympics. I didn't get a chance to see a lot of the Olympic games. They were obviously at later than these times. Sometimes in the days, there's a fastball that has some nice 2-seam run on it, but the umpire did not give him the call. I was just looking at the other view. It might have been the right call. Fastball just missed inside. The count is 1-2 now to Mune. One would have figured that Sawa might have got that call. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it almost takes the leg of the first base coach off as it's hit down into the right field corner. And so the count is still 1-2 to Mune. And here comes the pitch from Uesawa. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Mune stands there like the house by the side of the road and watches that one go by for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it up to Masataka Yoshida, the left fielder this evening. Yoshida is the #1 hitter in the Pacific League. Coming into tonight's action, he's got himself a .335 batting average. 20 homers and 66 runs batted in to go with it. He hits from the left side. He has been a model of consistency in the Orix lineup the last couple of years. Here's the first pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. You got to tip your hat to Uesawa. He has come out and pounded the zone with strikes tonight. So 0-1, and the pitch to Yoshida is down in the dirt, and it's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. It was interesting. The catcher was exiting stage left. The umpire was exiting stage right, and the ball was spiked in front of the plate by about 4 feet. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Yoshida. Yoshida and the first baseman, Yataro Sugimoto, who wait on deck, are both number 2 and 3 in the NPB in runs batted in. They are major run producers in the middle of the order here, and there's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to second. Charging the ball is Sato. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Yoshida. That's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 3 here in the first inning. So for the Orix Buffaloes, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We are through half a complete inning. It is the Orix Buffaloes 0, and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters coming to bat. We'll be back in just a moment, everybody. We're glad you're with us, and thanks for checking in. Hopefully we can give you a good call tonight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is the left-hander Tsuchiya Yamazaki completing his warm-up tosses for the Orix Buffaloes. It'll be the Ham Fighters top of the order coming up here in the bottom of the first inning. Big Ray says Buffaloes versus Ham Fighters. Didn't know they all cured meat matters. Yeah, well, it's kind of funny. I mean, when I was in Japan anyways, I was there over the December Christmas holidays for us here in North America. And the people that would line up for Wagyu beef, the lines were sometimes unbelievable. And it was kind of cool just to see that, how people would be waiting and trying to get their beef on. And it was a great experience having a chance to be in Japan and just to experience some of that culture. And hopefully we'll be able to get to do that again here in the not so distant future. So leading off is Haruki Nishikawa, and he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. Nishikawa on the season has got 3 homers and 22 RBIs. He's only hitting .230. And so he's hitting from the left side. It's a lefty versus lefty matchup, and it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now quickly 0-2 to Nishikawa. All the other games are going to be later starts in the NPB. This one is a rare afternoon affair, especially on a Tuesday. And there's a fastball that just misses off the inside corner, and it backs Nishikawa away, and the count is 1-2. So it is a reasonable hour for us to be able to call the game. This is Nishikawa began the season with the Saitama Cebu Lions. In fact, his entire career was with them. He was hitting so Nishikawa is with him. It's Kimura who's on deck, who is with the Saitama Cebu Lions. Apologize for that. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that just misses low to Nishikawa, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Juice says Orix are missing 2 key batters. And I would say that Orix's pitching is decent. Both of the pitchers tonight are fairly good. So we've got 2 balls and 2 strikes here. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball. It's swung on. It's lifted into left field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. And so Nishikawa is aboard with a leadoff single here in the first inning. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Fumikazu Kimura. Kimura, as we started to mention, he played his entire career with the Cebu Lions. He's yet to get a hit in his new uniform. And the pitcher, Yamazaki, flips it over to first base, and getting back easily is Nishikawa. Before coming over in earlier, he was only batting 180 with no homers and 3 RBIs. Here's a pitch. It's swung on. It is driven into deep right field. Moving back on the warning track is Nishimura, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Kimura on a deep fly ball to right field. He'll be gone for out number 1. And that is going to bring up Kensuke Kondo. And Kondo steps up to the plate here. He is a major producer in the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighter batting order. He's got 7 homers and 45 RBIs on the season with a .284 batting average. And here's the first pitch from the lefty Yamazaki, and it's a fastball up in the zone for ball 1. Yamazaki, when he throws, he's one of the pitchers I get a kick out of in the Japanese league, where as he delivers the pitch, this huge puff of rosin comes flying out of his hand. And that first pitch, that was the good old-fashioned rosin ball. And there's another pitch. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Yamazaki is throwing around 140 to 144 kilometers an hour with that fastball. So these upper 80s, low 90s from the left side. So here comes the 1-1 pitch to Kondo. And again, flipping it over to first base is the pitcher Yamazaki. So we're going to do this 1-1 all over again. Big Ray says, I would wait for real Wagyu beef. He could only afford it once in Vegas because he got hot at the craps table. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to first. It's fielded neatly by the first baseman Sugimoto. He fires to second to retire the base runner Nishikawa. That's going to go down as a fielder's choice, but Kondo is going to beat it out down the line to first. So the putout is going to go down 3-6 for out number 2. And that is going to leave it up to Yuki Nomura with 2 away here in the bottom of the first inning. So Yuki Nomura is the third baseman tonight. He stands in on the right side. He's batting .294 on the season. He's got himself 4 homers and 22 runs batted in. He takes a fastball up in the zone for ball 1. Here comes the pitch from Yamazaki. It's a fastball swung on. It breaks a bat, but it's going to fall in short of the right fielder just in front of him, and it is going to be runners on the corners. So a broken bat base hit by Nomura puts him aboard, and it's going to send Kondo all the way around to third base. And so with 2 out, the Fighters have something going here. That's going to bring up Yuto Takahama, the first baseman. Takahama on the season has got 7 homers and 24 runs batted in. He's batting .287. So kind of a cheap base hit, to be honest with you. It just blew the bat right up. It was soft enough to land in front of the right fielder, hard enough to get over the second baseman. But the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters have something brewing here in the bottom of the first inning. And here comes the pitch from the lefty Yamazaki. It's a fastball that misses outside. That's going to be ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes. Yamazaki gets the side from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball waved at and missed by Takahama, and the count is even now at 1-1. As we mentioned earlier, the Japanese were the gold medalists in the Olympics. They shut their league down for a couple of weeks. Juice, we're glad you're here. If you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 1-2. We will be calling more games periodically here, certainly going into the months of September and October. We'll go right in through the playoffs and do everything we possibly can to keep you updated in the Japanese league. We were able to call pretty much almost a game a day through the interleague play. There's a fastball that misses in, and the count is now 2-2 to Takahama. Problem is life gets in the way of everything else, unfortunately. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Yamazaki kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it is Masataka Yoshida. He camps underneath it. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire the side here in the first inning. So for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, they had no runs. There was 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are through 1 complete at the Sapporo Dome. It is the Orix Buffaloes nothing, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the second inning. We're glad you are here with us. We'll be right back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you, Matt Hollis. Be sure to check out his channel, Another Hollis Build. Boy, I fell asleep for a couple months and woke back up, and good old Matt is over 800 subscribers. And our Korean baseball fan says the Padres are struggling lately, and that is 100% truth. Not only are they struggling, they are falling fast out of the playoff picture. It's got to be one of the most dysfunctional clubhouses, I would think, in all of baseball. And I don't understand why that they've done some of that, some of the stuff that they've done. Well, here we go. We've got Yutaro Sugimoto coming up to bat. He's the first baseman. He takes a fastball down and away for ball one. On the season, he's got 21 homers and 64 runs batted in. The imposing right-handed stick's got the slightly open stance. And there's a fastball swung on. It's on the fist. It's jammed. It's grounded over to the second baseman, Sato, who fields it on the run. He flips the first, and that is going to retire Sugimoto here for out number one in the second inning. That goes down as a ground out, 4-3. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Ryoichi Adachi. Adachi coming to the plate. And on the season, Adachi, we've got hitting .285. He's spent his entire career with the Buffaloes. And he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. He's got no homers, 11 RBIs on the year. He's played in, this is going to be his 67th game of the season. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats above the netting. The count is now quickly 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Adachi. It's 0-0 here in the top of the second inning. There is one away. And the pitcher, Uwasawa, gets the aside from his catcher. It's a fastball down in the dirt. It's going to make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we mentioned earlier, this is a rare Tuesday afternoon game in Japan. It's the only game on the slate. All the rest of the games are later starts, 5:30 or later. There's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is tapped over to short. That ball is fielded by Ishii. He fires over to first, and that is going to retire Adachi. That's going to go down as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 2. That's going to leave it up to Ryo Nishimura. So some pretty clean defensive play so far by the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. The starter Uwasawa set the tone by retiring the first 2 batters on strikes. And now it's been ground balls for the next 3. And here comes the first pitch to Nishimura, and it is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Nishimura batting from the right side. He's got no homers and a couple RBIs. He's hitting .364 on the young season. There's a breaking ball. They go down to first base and appeal down to the umpire at the 1 bag, and he says he didn't go. And so now that is going to make the count 1 ball and 1 strike. comes the 1-1 pitch to Nishimura. It's a breaking ball fouled away, and the count is 1-2. He's getting a steady diet of breaking balls. Which is interesting for the designated hitter who's batting 7th. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now runs to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. A Korean fan is chatting away there, and I'm looking at multiple things. As we said, we've been away from this for a little bit. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Nishimura. We'll catch up with all the chat when we return, as Nishimura goes down on strikes for out number 3 here in the second inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 1.5 at the Sapporo Dome. It is the Orix Buffaloes nothing, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. I'll give you some of this to chew on for a bit. Here you go. Check this out. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be taking just a little bit of catch up over here, and we're getting ourselves some information queued up for you. We'll be back in just a moment with the call, bottom of the second inning. Stay tuned for this and a little bit of tunes to go with it. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the second inning. Leading off is going to be the center fielder, Taishi Oda. Oda on the season is batting .205. He's got 3 homers and 17 runs batted in, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. It'll be Oda, Sato, and Ishii here in the bottom of the second. And there's a fastball taken upstairs, and the count is 1-1. Both of the pitchers were pretty efficient in their first innings of work. Been around the zone throwing strikes. There is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Oda sure didn't like the call. He buckled his knees and cranked his head back. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and it is hooked foul down the left field line. Count is going to remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So our Korean baseball fan asks, do you think that Ohtani is the MVP? Unless something disastrous happens, I think he is. I think he hit his 42nd home run tonight. He's not going to get the start tomorrow. I was watching the game the other night. He got hit in the hand to lead off the ball game. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to third. Mune backhands the ball. He throws a 2-hopper over the first. And that is going to retire Oda. That's going to go down as a ground out 5-3. Nice play by Mune. Ranging to his right toward the foul line. Backhanding the ball. He stayed down. And then firing across the diamond on 1-2 hops to be able to retire Oda. And so 1 up and 1 away here in the second inning. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Ryusui Sato. Sato batting from the right side with that slightly open stance, swings at a breaking ball, and he grounds it over to second. It's fielded neatly by Adachi. He flips it to first, and that is going to retire Sato. That's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to the shortstop, Kazunori Ishii. Both pitchers are throwing strikes. Neither team is particularly hitting the ball with any authority. It really hasn't been one loud out yet. And the first pitch to Ishii is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. On the season, Ishii is hitting .201. He's got 3 homers, 11 runs batted in. He takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Ishii. Should he get on, he'll be followed by the catcher, Shimizu. And there is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains 0-2 to Ishii. You got to like both of these starting pitchers. They are working with purpose and intent. They get the ball and they go right after the hitters. So here's the lefty-lefty matchup. There is a fastball swung on, actually checked his swing, and it's going to be strike 3 whether he swung or whether he didn't. And Ishii is down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and this is moving along quickly. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2 innings at the Sapporo Dome. It is the Orix Buffaloes nothing, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. Our Korean baseball friend says Satsugo's doing really good lately, and he is. He's doing really well with the Pittsburgh Pirates, his 3rd team this year. 3 times the charm, apparently. No doubt about it. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with more stuff. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 3rd inning. It is all knotted up at zeros. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming to bat for the Orix Buffaloes. It's going to be Ryoto Akita, Tori Fushimi, and Kotaro Kobayashi to face the right-handed slants of Naoyuki Iwasawa. Iwasawa has 3 strikeouts through 2 innings, and he's been able to induce 3 ground balls. He's definitely keeping the ball down in the zone. Our Korean baseball fan says, who do you think is going to win the NL West? I'm shocked that the Giants are still around here. To me, that is an amazing feat. And so here comes the first pitch to Akita, is the designated hitter, and it is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball, and that bounces up to the plate. And the count is 1-1. Juice says, does Orix have any big outs? At the plate, I don't know if that's a good thing to have outs. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Or do you mean, do they have any big bats? He says he's got 600 on Orix. 600 on Orix tonight. I'm not so sure that's the what I would have done. I don't know if that's a shoe-in. If Yamamoto was pitching, I'd probably be putting my money on it. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. I always find it fascinating when we get the gamblers in here. We do get a lot of people who do check out the channel and are listening and making some of their decisions based on some of the information we provide. You mean, do they have any big bats in the lineup or big outs? There's a lot of landmines in this batting order. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it's right-hander against the left-hander. Iwasawa kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted into left field. Cruising over underneath it is the left fielder Nishikawa. He camps out just by the foul line, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Akita. That's going to be one away here in the third inning. It was one of those excuse me swings. We got TYN in the house. Welcome back, TYN. Yeah, we are back in action. Not sure. I'm going to have to look at the schedule. We are going to do some more this week, but probably leaning toward the weekend. Probably the Saturday and Sunday games to make some calls. We are going to do some major league action this week and take a look and see. I've got to make sure we're calling a few of those games. And here's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 1-1. So Tori Fushimi, the catcher, is now hitting. Fushimi is batting from the right side. On the season, he's hitting .215. He's got 3 homers and 20 RBIs. There's the pitch from Iwasawa. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now is 0-2 to Fushimi. Got to say that the manager for Orix has probably got to be a candidate for manager of the year. When I look at this lineup and when they roll it out, it makes me wonder how they're doing it. I mean, they've been getting some good pitching. They've been playing some good defense, but that's not exactly a scary batting order once you get through Yoshida and Sugimoto. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to short. That ball's fielded by Ishii. He fires to first. That is going to retire Fushimi. That goes as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away here in the top of the third inning, and that's going to bring up Kotaro Kobayashi. Another batter in the Orix lineup, batting .212 on the season. Kobayashi's got 5 homers and 26 RBIs. He digs himself in, and he gets the first pitch from Iwasawa. It's a breaking ball. It's a check swing tap foul over to the 7-11 on deck circle. It's kind of cool. I didn't even notice that. So 1 strike on Kobayashi. So they've got 7-11 right in the middle of the on deck circle. There's a fastball swung on and missed. That heater there was just over 91 miles an hour. No balls and 2 strikes. And if I'm Iwasawa, I'm walking the ladder and doing it again. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and he's spiked it into the ground. Good block by the catcher, even though there's nobody on base. Shimizu keeps it in front. So now the count goes to 1-2. That was the 40th pitch of the ball game for Iwasawa. Gets the sign from his catcher, Shimizu. He shakes him off again. He finally gets something they agree upon. He kicks and he delivers. And it's a changeup that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. Iwasawa kicks and delivers. He fires. It is a fastball swung on. It's lifted down the right field line, and it's going to drop just foul, sort of in the Bermuda Triangle between the second baseman, the right fielder, and the first baseman. They're all converging, but it was in the perfect spot where nobody could get to. The count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kobayashi. There's been a lot of baseball going on. I see Like Father, Like Son is checked in tonight. Probably checking in on this game better than watching that Dodger game tonight. I know Joe is a big Atlanta Brave fan, and the Dodgers were putting on a homer fest tonight. There was a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Kobayashi is turning this into a battle. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is going to be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. And Iwasawa gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count has now run full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Osawa gets the sign from his catcher, Shimizu. He kicks and he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. We do see this in the Japanese League where they have marathon at bats, and this would be one of those. This is going to be the 9th pitch of the at bat. They're just missing a little bit to be able to put the hitter away. There's a fastball right down the chute, and it's fouled off again, this time over on the first base side. So pretty much 20% of the pitches tonight have gone to Kobayashi. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. The pitcher, Uesawa, stuck his leg out, but it just got by him, and that bat was won by Kobayashi. Quite the battle. 9-hole hitter in the bottom of the order with a single up the middle. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Orix Buffaloes. That's going to bring the top of the order, Shuhei Fukuda, to the plate. I often wonder sometimes why they put guys in positions where they do. I think I'd be running Kobayashi in this situation. I know he's only got 1 stolen base on the season, but thrown out, this is an opportune time for, at least for me, to run. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. If he gets thrown out, you got your top of the order coming up next inning. If he steals the base, he's in scoring position, and a base hit will drive him in. So here comes the 1-0 pitch to Fukuda. So it kicks and delivers. It's a fastball, and that misses, and the count is now 2-0. Joe says that it's 5-3 in the top of the 8th. And Jorge Soler, yeah, well, if they, I shut that game off when it was 5-0 there, Joe. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. Wasawa kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We're now up to the 50th pitch of the ball game there for Uesawa. He was pretty economical in his work, and now he's ratcheted back up where he's going to be at pitch number 51 coming up here. As we said, that long at bat to the shortstop Kobayashi, and there is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fukuda. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. They've really stocked the top of the order with left-handed batters. First 3 hitters in the order are all swinging from the left side. Fukuda, Muni, and Yoshida. Sugimoto hits from the right side. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that pitch is swung on. It's belted into right field. That ball is going to get down. And that is going to bring Kobayashi all the way over to third base. It's a base hit single into right field for Fukuda. And all this excitement has started with 2 out. There's now runners on the corners. So runners are on first and third with 2 away, and that brings up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Mune is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up. Yuma Mune is having the finest season of his career. He's got 5 homers and 25 runs batted in. He entered tonight's game hitting 272. That slipped to 271 on the season. He digs in on the left side. Pitcher Uwasawa comes set at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's tapped over to the first baseman, Takahama, and he's going to easily step on the bag for the third out of the inning. So that is a wasted opportunity for the Orix Buffaloes here in the top of the third inning. There was no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the third inning, where the score is all knotted up at zeros. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody. We are glad you are here. CB baseball card collectors in the house, welcome. We're glad you could tune in and listen a little bit. We'll be back with the bottom of the third inning in just a couple moments. Stick around with us. And here's another one from our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you, Matt Hollis. Thanks for coming on in and checking this out for everybody here. We are going to the bottom of the third inning. It's going to be Yushi Shimizu, the catcher, leading off for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. He'll be followed by the top of the order, and that'll be Nishikawa and Kimura. On the season, Shimizu is hitting 204, and like most of the rest of the batters in the Hokkaido Ham Fighter batting order, they are struggling. Outside of Kensuke Kondo, the designated hitter, it's not been an offensive onslaught for this group. There is a breaking ball swung on. It's popped up in the infield. Moving under it is the shortstop, Kobayashi. He's going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Shimizu. So 1 up and 1 away here in the bottom of the third inning, and that's going to bring up Haruki Nishikawa. Nishikawa got the game going with a base hit, and he was erased on a fielder choice back in the first inning. He doesn't have a whole lot of pop. He does run fairly well. He's got 14 stolen bases on the season. He bats from the left side, lefty versus lefty matchup, and he takes a fastball under the hands for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Nishikawa watches a breaking ball float up at 96 kilometers an hour. If that was going any slower, it might have stopped in mid-flight. It's 1 ball and no strikes. So for those of you who are thinking in miles per hour, that was probably less than 60 miles an hour. And there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left center field. This ball is going to get down in front of the center fielder, Fukuda. And Nishikawa is going to be aboard for the second time this evening with a base hit single, with 1 away here in the bottom of the third inning. He really did a good job of keeping his hands inside the baseball and being able to get that ball the other way. It was a good piece of hitting. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Kimura. Kimura flew out to deep right field his first time up. Comes the pitch from Yamazaki. He squares the bunt, but then he pulls it back. He's taking that pitch. for a called strike. Pitch was right underneath the hands, but wasn't something that it looked like he was looking to bunt. It looked like he was trying to push it down the first baseline, if anything. So no balls and 1 strike to Kimura. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball, and that just misses inside off the inside corner of the plate. The count now goes 1-1 to Kimura. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It'll be Kensuke Kondo waiting on deck. Kimura on the season has played in, this is his 6th game for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. He's spent his entire career, as we mentioned earlier, with the Saitama Sea Blue Lions. There's a fastball that just misses low and away. The count is now 2-1. He was not off to a very good start this year. He was batting 180 for the Lions, and he's yet to get a hit here. Although he did drive a ball right to the warning track in right field his first time up. There is a fastball swung on. Off to second goes the runner, Nishikawa, and the throw down is going to be in time. That's going to go down as it caught stealing. And that's going to go down as a 2-6 putout for out number 2. And that's going to even the count on Kimura at 2-2. If anything, I'd have not have been surprised if they would have called interference on the batter. Kimura swung and missed, and he was falling into the catcher that was making the throwdown. They didn't have to make that call, but possibly could have. There's a fastball fouled away down the right field line, and the count remains 2-2. As we said, Kimura on this season is 9 for 56 between the two clubs. He's got no homers and 5 runs batted in. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Yamazaki, and it is a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Kimura for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, they had no runs. There was 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We're now through 3 complete innings. It is the Orix Buffaloes nothing, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes with the call of the top of the 4th inning. We're glad you are with us. Welcome back, everybody. We got Satya Prasad has checked in, and he's asking which team will win. Our Korean baseball fan looks like he's pounding his fist on the table, and they're both saying that Orix, as does TYN. TYN's making his prediction for Orix. Orix is the #1 team in the league, and now that we've watched the first 3 innings of play and we're knotted up at zeros, I would have to say that the pitcher Uesawa for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters really had to work hard in that 3rd inning. He was really pretty much in cruise control through the first 2 innings, and even started the 3rd inning fairly decent, but that big, huge at-bat by Kobayashi with his a 10-pitch at-bat, and then, of course, Fukuda with a base hit has maybe taken the sting out of the arm of the pitcher here, and so when you have to make him work, that can certainly do that. And he's up to, 53 pitches through 3 innings. This pace, I would say, and knowing the way they work in Japan, I would say he might be good for 3 more innings. Once they get into the Fighters bullpen. That's where we would say the game gets exciting. So it's going to be the left fielder Masataka Yoshida to lead it off. He grounded out to second his first time up, and he takes a breaking ball inside for ball one. As we mentioned earlier, Yoshida began the night with a .335 batting average, leading the Pacific League. He's also second in the Pacific League in runs batted in. Here is the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to the first baseman, Takahama, but he fields it in foul territory. It just bounded past the bag foul. That is going to make the count 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Yoshida. If you want to call it a shift, you don't see a lot of shifting in Japanese baseball. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is 1-2. He is a left-handed hitter, and the shortstop is pretty much right over second base. And the third baseman is almost into the 6 hole. They're really moved around to play him to the pull side. There is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're glad everybody could make it in tight to listen to this. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and there is a breaking ball swung on, and it's tapped foul over on the first base line, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. It almost looks like it's a slip change coming out of his hands rather than that I would per se a breaking ball. It's got a lot of 12-6 movement to the pitch. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Yoshida. And it's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Yoshida. He went chasing that one. That was up around the eyeballs. And Yoshida goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away for Orix. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Yataro Sugimoto. So Sugimoto takes the first pitch for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. Sugimoto tonight grounded out to second his first time up. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and the count now is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Osawa is making quick work of the middle part of the order, and there's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble, and it is. It bounds into the corner, and moving into second base with a double is Sugimoto. That one hurts particularly more than most others. That was an 0-2 pitch that he went the other way with and drove into the corner. That was way too good a pitch at 0-2. It was a fastball that got too much of the plate. The ball where it struck was right at the base of the wall, right down the right field line, just underneath the padding, and kind of sat and died a bit. So that's a tough break for the Ham Fighters. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Ryoichi Adachi. Adachi has seen his average to slip to 284 on the season. He takes a fastball upstairs for a ball 1-1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Osawa gets the sign from his catcher, comes set at the belt. He checks the runner a couple of times at second. There's a fastball swung on. It's fouled away over on the first base side. The count now runs even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Adachi grounded out to the shortstop back in the second inning. Again, Uwasawa checks the runners. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul over on the first base side. It gets well into the seats, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. This game is being played at the Sapporo Dome. It's a beautiful facility. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And that ball is a breaking ball down to the dirt. Nice block by Shimizu. It's going to even the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Always got the backup feed. We're not looking at the main feed right now. Our main feed has gone down. We have our backup feed that we're working off of. Here comes the 67th pitch. And he kicks and delivers. It is fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. The ball is fielded by Ishii. He fires to first. And that is going to retire Adachi. Up goes as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 2. Advancing to third is Sugimoto. The ball was a chopper, and it was to the left of the left of the batter there. I should say to the left of the shortstop, nonetheless. And that advanced the base runner. Ryo Nishimura is now the hitter. This is the right fielder. He is 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up. So the runner is at third, and there's 2 away. And the first pitch from Uwasawa is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Uwasawa gets the sign from his catcher, Shimizu. He comes set at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and the count is now quickly 0-2 to Nishimura. Uwasawa gets the sign from his catcher. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. He's really moved outside off the plate. That pitch was in the other batter's box, and the count is 1-2. I always find that fascinating. He was so far off the plate, and yet he still framed the pitch. Not sure if I like the way that catcher was reading the play. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right fielder Nishimura. Here comes the pitch from Uwasawa. It's a fastball that's swung on and lifted foul down the right field side. It's going to easily reach the seats. We're still at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nishimura. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. A lot of depth to that pitch there. We'll see that Uwasawa's got a lot of 12-6 movement on that pitch. And as I say, it looks like it's a slip change. It doesn't quite look like it's a breaking ball. He doesn't quite have that dot in it, or looks like almost like a palm ball. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Nishimura for the second time on strikes today. So for Orix, they strand For the second consecutive inning, a runner on third base. There was no runs, there was one hit, there were no errors, and one runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters nothing, the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the fourth inning. We're glad you could make it in here. Hopefully we'll give you some information. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is nothing between the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters and the Orix Buffaloes. This game is clipping along at a pretty good pace. Our Korean baseball fan asks, how is Adam Jones doing? I think Adam Jones' career in the NPB, or for that matter, just in professional baseball as a whole, is slowing down and coming to an end. He really hasn't done a whole lot this year. He's been he was hitting 248. He's got 4 homers and 22 RBIs. He's appeared in 58 games. I'm not sure when the last game that he has appeared in. He was down in the Western League for a little bit on it looked like a rehab. So I'm not sure where he fits in at this point. There is a breaking ball taken for a called strike by Kondo. We missed the first pitch. We're quickly 0-2 to Kondo here. 38 pitches through 3 innings for the left-hander Yamazaki. There's a fastball underneath the hands. That pitch is fought off by Kondo and fouled away, and the count is still no balls and 2 strikes. Still struggling a little bit with our main feed. We can't get our main feed up, but our backup feed is running quite nicely. Have to do a little surgery on this main feed here, and there is a fastball that just misses low and away, and the count is 1-2. Boy, the way that the pitcher has been around the zone, you would have thought he might have got that pitch, but I think more importantly was the way that the catcher received that one. There's a ball down low, and the count is now 2-2. Sometimes that has as much of an impact as anything else. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and Kondo is going to lift that into left field. It's going to get down in front of the left fielder, Yoshida, and Kondo is aboard for the second time tonight. First time via a base hit. And it is a leadoff single here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So a nice piece of hitting by Kondo to go the other way. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuki Nomura. Nomura singled his last time up. He's 1 for 1. He's got his average up to 295 now on the season. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. Check that. He's now up to 298 on the season. He's got 4 homers and 22 runs batted in. So no balls and 1 strike. Lefty Yamazaki gets this sign. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. I'm not sure about that one, and nor is the hitter Nomura. He was almost as surprised as I was that the umpire went up with the right hand for a called strike. It was a bit of a backdoor breaking ball that, according to the umpire, caught the outside corner. But when you look at the pitch tracks, it definitely was not in the square. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-2 now to Nomura. Our Korean baseball fan pointed out earlier that Yoshi Satsugo has been doing pretty good. I think if I remember right, he's 9 for 27 since coming over to the Pirates, and I think he's got 3 or 4 home runs. And there is a fastball taken for a called strike by Nomura, and he is gone down for the first out of the inning. So a very unproductive at bat. Kondo with the leadoff single, and Nomura standing like the house by the side of the road. I don't know what he was looking for. That was a fastball right down the chute at 1-2. Couldn't ask for a better pitch to swing at. It wasn't like it was at the knees inside. I can understand that, because if you're looking away, you're not expecting a knee-high fastball in the inside corner. It's going to bring up Yuto Takahama, the first baseman. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field his first at bat, and he takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Not sure who's doing the umpiring behind the plate today, but he is definitely very entertaining. One of the more entertaining Japanese umpires. He's got a lot of delay in his call. So no balls and 1 strike to Takahama. He is definitely a double play candidate. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball, and that is taken for a ball. So the first pitch was taken for a strike. The hitter didn't know what was going on, and this pitch here looked better than the first one, and that's taken for a ball. So very difficult to understand the strike zone. That was the 50th pitch of the ball game for Yamazaki. So here's the 1-1. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and that's going to reach the seats over on the first base side. Yeah, our Korean baseball fan says, I thought Satsugo would be back in the NPB soon. This might be his last life. Well, either that or Baltimore would probably be the last life for Satsugo. The Orioles could use anybody. I'm sure they would roll people in. It's too bad. I mean, he had second life with the Dodgers, but really didn't do anything in LA. And then, now he's getting that opportunity in Pittsburgh and off to a good start. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded past the second baseman into right field. And that is going to get through, and it is going to bring Kondo all the way over to third. Base hit single by Takahama. And the Fighters now have runners on the corners with 1 away here in the 4th inning. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Taishi Oda. Oda tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded to third his first time up. So the Fighters have a threat going here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. So Oda steps up to the plate, batting .203 on the season. He's got 3 homers to go with 17 runs batted in. Orix has got the third baseman even with the bag. Obviously, they're holding the runner at first. The middle infield is in double play depth. They'll be looking to spin 2 in the middle, and here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, and it is fouled away over on the first base side. The count is 0-1 to Oda. Oda grounded to third his first time up. So no balls and 1 strike. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Oda waits on the delivery from the left-hander. It's a changeup swung on. It is popped up down the first base side. Racing over to get it is the first baseman, Sugimoto. He makes an over-the-shoulder catch, and he does a great job to fire it back into the infield, as Kondo had tagged and looked like he was going to challenge the arm, but that was a squandered opportunity by Oda, who is now out for out number 2. A really nice over-the-shoulder catch. He breaks it down, does the first baseman Sugimoto, and then he fires to the plate as he's moving backwards, and it was a strike right to the catcher, Fushimi. Really good play there by Sugimoto. Sugimoto doesn't particularly run very well. In fact, I would even argue and say it almost looks like he was lumbering to make that catch, but a great over-the-shoulder catch by Sugimoto. And really well done to turn and go. I think if I'm in that situation, if I am the Fighters, I think I tag both the runner at first and the runner at third, and they can't get you both. So send them both. And if the runner at third is to a point where he can shut it down, then shut it down. But I certainly think I would have had both of them tagging, and he would have had at least, still would have had somebody in scoring position. So the first pitch to Sato is taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball down in the dirt. They're asking for help, but umpire down at first base says Sato didn't go, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Sato grounded out to second back in the second inning. He is 0 for 1 on the evening. Yamazaki gets the sign from his catcher. It's a fastball swung on, and this ball is hammered into left field. And that is going to get the first run of the ball game in. Sato is going to pick himself up an RBI base hit single. Takahama is going to advance to second base, and Kondo is going to cash in the first run of the game for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. It is now 1-0. Our friends who are in the stream looking for some advice in the gambling department, I still, this is a 1-0 ball game. I still wouldn't necessarily say this is a shoo-in for the Fighters, that's for sure. It's going to bring up to the plate Kazunori Ishii, the shortstop. He was retired on 3 pitches. Conference on the mound as the pitching coach for Orix has come out to have word with Yamazaki. So there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ishii's batting .200 on the season with 3 homers and 11 RBIs. He was called out on strikes his last time up. And the first pitch is a breaking ball from Yamazaki, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. It's a full slate of games tonight in the NPB. However, this is the only game that is going on. It is a 1 o'clock start in Japan. So the 0-1 pitch now to Ishii. It is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner for a ball, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It's nice to see some fans back in the stands in Japan. Not sure what the limitations are, and there is a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 1-2. Certainly in the United States, there doesn't look like there is any limitations anywhere. I was watching a little bit of that Dodger-Brave game tonight, and it was full house at Dodger Stadium. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. Its tap foul over on the third base side, and it just goes past the pitcher Uwasawa, who's out and playing catch a little bit. It's going to keep the Count at 1-2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Lefty versus lefty matchup. It is a fastball swung on. It is popped up down the third base line. Moving in on it is the left fielder Yoshida, and he's going to make the grab in foul territory, and that is going to do it here for the Fighters in the bottom half of the fourth inning. So for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, they had 1 run in the inning. They were able to put together 3 hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard, and we are now through 4 complete at the Sapporo Dome. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 1, the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 5th inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you are with us, and we're glad to be back on the air streaming this thing. So hold tight. We'll be right back. Here's our good friend Steve Rademacher. Haven't seen him in a while either.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day. And there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square, back to Freddy.
As always, Steve, we do appreciate you and your support of our channel. And in turn, be sure to check out Steve Rademacher. He is a friend and a fan of our channel. We'll be right back in just a moment. There's some more information for you.
Are you into digital cards? Last Wraps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Topps Bunt Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Wraps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got the 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming to bat in the Orix batting order, and the first pitch from the right-hander Uwasawa is a changeup swung on and missed by Ryota Kita, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kita tonight flew out to left field his only time at bat. And here is the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is even at 1-1. So 1 strike to Kita. He's in the designated hitter spot tonight. And the pitch from Uwasawa is a changeup that misses down, and the count is 2-1. Uwasawa has been very efficient in his work. He just really had that third inning where he sort of had some struggles. There is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2. But I would say he's probably going to, at this rate, sniff the 6th inning. And certainly if Orix is going to have a chance to get him, that would probably be the inning to do it, because it'll be the 3rd time through the batting order. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted over the head of the shortstop. That ball is going to get up the gap, but it's cut off before it gets to the wall. The center fielder Oda picks it up, and he fires it in, and Kita is aboard with a leadoff double here in the 5th inning. So Orix has got their backs up, and they're looking to scratch that run back, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. Fushimi tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded to short his first time up. And Faryal Nasir comes in and says, "Hi, guys, and welcome. Thanks for stopping in. If you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hey, give us that thumbs up. We appreciate it if you do. It is 1-0 now in the top of the 5th inning, and the Orix Buffaloes are rattling their sabers. They got a leadoff double from Ryoto Kita, and the 8-hole hitter Tori Fushimi is now up at the plate. Uwasawa does a little spaghetti move, which is an inside move, and flushes the runner back to second base. I wouldn't be surprised right here if they would maybe want to try to bunt him over with this part of the order, but they're letting the catcher swing away. He takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Boy, that pitch was up in the zone. I think if I'm the batter, Fushimi, I'm shaking my head a little bit. I don't think that Orix has been getting those calls all night. He is entertaining as the plate umpire has been. He's definitely not been consistent with his calls tonight. Fire says, who is the favorite to win? And of course, Orix, they're the first place team. Hokkaido is in last, but probably the edge would go to the pitcher for the Fighters tonight. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2 to Fushimi. The pitch looked pretty good. So no balls and 2 strikes. That was the 80th pitch of the ball game for Uwasawa. We're keeping an eye on the counts. I think he's going to sniff the 6th. I think the way he's pitched, he'll probably earn the 6th inning. And there is a fastball swung on and fouled away down the right field line. The one thing I will say is that that's the second time that he has left an 0-2 pitch out over the plate. He has not missed enough. It's too good a pitch at 0-2. We saw that last inning with Sugimoto to the plate. He had him 0-2, and he left a pitch right over that outside corner. I mean, geez, you got to do something. Either you got to walk it off the plate a few more inches, or you got to bury it, or you got to leave it where it's basically an unhittable pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to second. It's fielded by the second baseman, Sato. He flips it over to first, and that is going to retire Fushimi. But Fushimi does his job. He's able to advance the runner over to third, and with 1 out, that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. As our Korean baseball fan says, yeah, you never know. It's a battle of worst versus first. But certainly the pitching matchup is probably in the favor of the Fighters tonight, at least this season. So the runner is at third base. There's one away. That brings Kotaro Kobayashi up to the plate. He is 1 for 1 tonight. He singled his first time up. And here is the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Be interesting to see what they're going to do here. They've just flashed over to the, not sure if that's the pitching coach or the manager. I wonder if they're going to come inside here. He's made a little signal to the catcher as they were calling. I have a feeling we're going to see a pitch under the hands. And sure enough, he wants it low and he wants it inside. So here's the pitch, and he left it out over the plate. It swung on and missed. Very, very fortunate. He's missed some pitches. He's missed his spots. And it's too good a pitch. Too good a location. So 1 ball and 1 strike on Kobayashi. He's a big hitter right here in the Orix batting order. If they can retire him, then they got the top of the order coming up. At the top of the order coming to bat with 2 outs. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1 to Kobayashi. So we have 2 balls and 1 strike here to Kobayashi. Uwasawa looks at the catcher to get his sign. He's come set at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. It's going to get down, and that is going to be an RBI. Kobayashi's going to pick up his second hit of the ball game. Kita is going to cash in and score. And the ball game is now all knotted up at ones. RBI base hit single for Kobayashi here in the top of the fifth inning, and that's going to bring the top of the order, Shuhei Fukuda, to the plate. Fukuda is 1 for 2 tonight. He's struck out and he's singled. So nice piece of hitting by the shortstop Kobayashi. So we're all knotted up at ones here in the top of the fifth inning. And the first pitch to Fukuda is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Fukuda has raised his average up to a 2.99. He really chokes up on the bat. There is definitely has that bat choked up on it. There's a breaking ball that misses low and in, and the count is 1-1. Well, we finally have been able to get our main feedback. Ariel Nasir says he's from Toronto. Welcome. Always good to have Canadians listening in. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Wasawa quickly spins and fires over to first. He dives back in time. Kobayashi on the season only has 1 stolen base. It's not really a threat to run, but if there's a time to run, again, this is the opportunity to do it. Again, Uwasawa throws over to first, and again, diving back in time is Kobayashi. Our Korean baseball fan says the Jays are still in the wild card race. The Jays are almost as dead as the Padres. The Padres are looking right now. It is not a good time for them. And Toronto, although they took 2 out of 3 from Detroit this weekend, they are not in a good position in that wild card race right now. They do get George Springer back, and they are a different team with Springer in the lineup. So it'll be entertaining to see what happens. And they are playing Baltimore right now. So maybe they get themselves on a little bit of a run. There is a fastball to Fukuda down, and the count is now 2-1. I think the Toronto Blue Jays have some serious questions in the offseason about what they're going to do and how they're going to sign people and what they're going to do with them. The reality of it is Guerrero needs to get paid or wants to get paid. I don't know if he needs to get paid. There is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted lightly to the shortstop. And Ishii is going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Fukuda for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to Yuma Mune. Mune comes to bat with a runner on first base. Mune tonight is 0 for 2. He's grounded to first, and he's struck out looking. He's had himself a fine season here this year so far. This is the best of his career. Mune hits from the left side. It is a righty-lefty matchup. His average has slipped to 270 on the season. And the pitch from Uwasawa is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Korean baseball fan says Ryu's got to do better. Robbie Ray has been absolutely outstanding for Toronto. He got the win again tonight, struck out 10 Orioles. Comes on the performance of striking out 14 Tigers. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Mune. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Now, I haven't seen Mune in a couple of months, but I remember watching him, and that was a changeup that he took for the strike. I just look at Mune. He is a much more confident hitter at the plate. This is by far, as we said earlier, his best season in the NPB, and there's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled away over on the third base side. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Should Mune find a way on, Masataka Yoshida awaits his turn on deck. This is the guy that you want to get if you are Uwasawa right now. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Let's see, breaking ball swung on, and this ball is down into left field. It's going to get down, and it's a nice play by the left fielder, Nishikawa, who gets over to cut it off, and they were able to hold Kobayashi at second base. I don't know why he didn't get a better jump. There's certainly 2 out, crack of the bat. I want to get going, but Mune was able to put a good swing on. The ball got down. A really nice play by the left fielder. He had to go hard to the foul line, cut it off, and then to be able to get that back in. So we've got runners now on first and second. And we got Masataka Yoshida coming to the plate. Yoshida, as we said, entered tonight's game. He and Sugimoto are 2 and 3 in the Pacific League in runs batted in. This is definitely who you don't want to face. One of the most dangerous hitters in the NPB. His average has slipped now to 333 on the season. He's got 20 homers and 66 runs batted in. The runner at second is Kobayashi. The runner at first is Mune. Yoshina's got that slightly open stance. He holds his hands just below the letters, and there's a fastball swung on and missed, and he tried to blow this game apart with 1 swing of the bat. That was the 95th pitch of the ball game. For the starter Uwasawa. So I was thinking earlier that he may get into the 6th inning. This might be the last part for him. Or if he does come back for the 6th, it may take him to the bottom of the order. And there's a fastball that swung on. It's grounded foul on the first base side. And so the count is now 0-2 to Yoshida. Interesting with Yoshida, they struck him out on a high fastball his last time up. And both times he's gone up in the zone. So I wonder if there's a strategy here. I'd like to see if they maybe go down and away or in and into the knees on him here. And then try to go up and away again. They're attacking him up high in the zone. So here comes the 2-strike pitch to Yoshida. Uwasawa gets his sign from his catcher. He comes set at the bell. And there's a fastball up in the zone, and it's taken for a ball, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yoshida. So they must have whatever their scouting report or their advanced scouts are saying. He's got to be attacking. They're attacking him up in the zone to try to put him away. All the pitches in this bat are right at the top of the strike zone. Find that interesting. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball down in the dirt. The count is now 2-2 to Yoshida. Certainly a pitch that he could drive into the seats, could be something up around the eyeballs, but he really keeps his hands low in this at bat, does Yoshida. And so I don't know if there's enough power in this pitcher's arm to blow him away up top, although he did do it the last time up. As we said tonight, he's only sitting on about 92 miles an hour. This will be the 99th pitch of the ball game. Uwasawa kicks and delivers. It's a fastball upstairs, and Yoshida swings and misses. For the second time, he goes down on strikes. So that is going to retire the side here for Orix. He went chasing after the pitch. There was damage done in the inning, though. The Orix Buffaloes got 1 run on 3 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left the board. We were through 4.5 at the Sapporo Dome. It is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 1. Stick around, everybody. We will be right back in just a couple moments. We're really pumping our friend Hollis tonight, and Steve as well. So check out Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
We appreciate you, Matt Hollis. Be sure to check out his channel when you get a chance. We are moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. And it is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. That's going to be the catcher Yushi Shimizu. Then the top of the order, Haruki Nishikawa and Fumikazu Kimura. And they will face the left-handed slants of Sachiya Yamazaki, who stays in the game. The first pitch is a breaking ball to Shimizu, taken for a ball 1. He is 0 for 1 tonight as he popped out to the shortstop his first time up, and he takes a fastball below the knees for a ball, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. There is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball, and that floats over for a called strike. The count is now 2-2. He really gets that ball spinning out of his hands, has a really strong pointy finger that he's able to drive down on. So the umpire has called time, and he steps out. And he's asked the pitcher to get some of that rosin off his hand. We talked about this before in the Japanese league. Sometimes they put so much rosin on the hand, it looks like a puff of smoke by the time it leaves the pitcher's hand. And there is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded foul down the third base line. It's fielded by Mune in foul territory, and we're going to do the 2-2 pitch all over again. So the pitcher will deliver a pitch, and as they deliver the pitch, this big cloud of white comes out of the hand. I don't think I've ever seen that before until, of course, watching the games in the NPB. Quite fascinating. So we're going to do the 2-2 pitch all over again. And there is a fastball swung on. This ball is turned on and absolutely scorched down the left field line. It's just going to hook to the left of the foul pole. And it's going to be just a long strike for Shimizu. But holy man, did he ever turn on that pitch. He's going to go back over and get some more grip on the bat. He did not miss that pitch by much. He absolutely turned that one around. I'd say it was probably foul by about 5 feet or less. So here we go. Here comes the 2-2 pitch again, and Yamazaki now steps off the rubber. He goes back down to the rosin bag, and he's going to do it all over again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is fouled away over on the first base side, and the count remains at 2-2. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. There's nothing worse than the first pitcher or first batter of the inning taking you to 8, 9, 10 pitches. It really can put a drain on the pitcher. There's a fastball swung on. It is hit into right center field. This ball is going to shoot the gap. It's going to get all the way to the wall. The center fielder Fukuda is over to pick it up, and Shimizu's got himself a leadoff double here to start the 5th inning. So the runner is at second base, and that's going to bring up the left fielder Haruki Nishikawa. Nishikawa is having himself a day today. He is 2 for 2. He was caught stealing his last time that he was up. He was thrown out 2-6. He was raced on a fielder's choice his first time. I was saying in the last inning, if there was an opportunity or time to bunt, this would be a same situation as last time. I can see him pushing the ball over to first base or second base and moving that runner along. And then you've got 2 and 3 coming up to try to drive him home. Ishikawa bats from the left side. We've got a lefty-lefty matchup, and here's the pitch, and he squares, and what is going on here? Unbelievable. You are not going to, oh my goodness. So he squares the bunt, and it's taken for a strike. The catcher gets the ball, and he spikes it into the ground, and as he spikes it into the ground, they tried to throw backdoor on him at second base, and the next thing you know, it's unbelievable. He spiked the ball. It didn't go 20 feet and ended up going to the shortstop into the 6 hole. Absolutely crazy. He lost control. He lost the handle on the ball, and he's thrown it into the 6 hole. And the runner has advanced from second to third. That was absolutely brutal. You don't see that too often in Little League, let alone at the NPB level. So it was a called strike to Nishikawa. Now they've got a runner on third with nobody out. The infield is in. And here comes the 1-strike pitch. It is a fastball under the hands for a called strike. And the count is 0-2. If you get a chance to get over to Instagram, if you guys are checking out Instagram highlights for the Pacific League, they have their channel. If you guys are on IG, this has got to be a play that's going to be on that Instagram stuff. Unbelievable. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball under the hands. It's grounded to first. It is fielded by the first baseman Sugimoto, and that is going to hold the runner Shimizu at third base. It's going to go down as a ground out to 3, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So obviously, no contact play on here early in the inning. So that is going to bring up the right fielder, Fumikazu Kimura. Kimura tonight is 0 for 2. He's flown out to right field, and he has struck out. He's now 9 for 58 on the season between the Saitama Cebu Lions and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. And there is a 90-mile-an-hour fastball by the chin, and it's taken for a ball 1. So the infield is still in. The corners are even with the bases. The middle infielders are about 2 or 3 steps behind the baseline. There's a breaking ball that's misses outside. They appeal down to the first base umpire, and they say that Kimura didn't go. Certainly, you can be a little bit delicate with Kimura here because you've got Kondo on deck. Kondo tonight has been on base twice, but he's definitely a double play candidate. Doesn't run particularly the best. There's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 2-1. That pitch there, that was another one of those that was a breaking ball that was just outside. So our fellows are talking basketball in the chat tonight that Kobe Bryant dropped 81 in Toronto. There is a fastball that misses inside. And that pitch looked better than the breaking ball that caught the corner a moment ago. I will say this, that the patience of the Japanese players with the umpires. I've done a number of games this year, and I don't think I've seen one ejection. I'd be curious to know if there's been any ejections this year in the NPB. And there is a changeup swung on and missed, and the count now runs full to Kimura. I think that would be big news when somebody gets tossed. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runner at third is Shimizu. There's one away. The infield is in. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and we're all knotted up at ones. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Kimura for the 2nd out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to Kensuke Kondo with 2 away here in the 5th inning. He just couldn't catch up. He was Kimura was behind. He was late. Even if he would have got the bat on the ball, he would have been jammed. Would have been able to get the bat head out and do anything with that pitch. So that was the 80th pitch of the night for Yamazaki. And Kondo steps up at the plate, hitting from the left side. Lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Kondo bounced into a fielder's choice in the 1st inning, and he singled and scored a run in the 4th. He's accounted for the Fighters' only run this evening. Comes the 1-0 to Kondo. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The Fighters fans have these big towels they hold up with the players' faces on it. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball down in the dirt. It's going to keep Shimizu at third base, and the count now is 2 balls and 1 strike. They really don't have to pitch Kondo very well. They do have an open base here. Nomura waits his turn on deck. He's the third baseman. Certainly, walking Kondo in this situation would set up a force. He's not exactly the most fleet of foot, but he is probably arguably their most dangerous hitter. Ferriel says, can you repeat the outs every now and again? Yeah, absolutely. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike as that breaking ball misses down. There's 2 away here in the 5th inning. We're in the bottom half of the 5th. I'll try to update the scoreline for you. And I apologize if I say your name incorrect. It's Fariel Nasir, I think is how we say your name. If I'm butchering it or I'm making a meal of it, I apologize. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And here comes the pitch to Kondo. It's a breaking ball that misses in, and that is going to draw a walk. And that is going to be the first walk of the ball game allowed by Yamazaki. He's been around the zone. And so Kondo is aboard, and that puts runners on the corners. It's going to bring up Yuki Nomura. And we are going to have a visit to the mound. So by Yamazaki's body language, it doesn't look like he may be around, and that is probably going to be the case because Nakajima has gone over to the home plate umpire. The coach is coming over to get the ball from Yamazaki, and that is going to do it. So he goes 4 2/3 innings, and he gets 85 pitches. But they're going to have to come and give him some help, and we're going to be back in just a moment with the pitching change. We'll get you the update. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you're with us. Let's check out some of our Hall of Fame memories. Welcome back, everybody. They are going to a right-hander. It is going to be number 66 for the Orix Buffaloes. We are going to get you that change in just a moment as we go to get the announcement on the pitching change. Looks like it is number 66 for Orix. It looks like it's going to be Ryo Yoshida. That's exactly who it is. Yoshida is going to enter into the game, and we'll get you all the details on him in just a moment. He is a right-hander, so now the matchups are going to come fast and furious. So Yoshida on the season, he enters the game with a 1-0 record. This is only his second appearance. He's pitched an inning and a third this year at the top level. And he is a 24-year-old right-hander, slender, has not allowed a hit or a walk. He's only faced 4 batters, and he's retired everybody he has faced this year. So this is going to be his first time seeing Yuki Nomura. Nomura tonight is 1 for 2. He singled in the first, and he struck out looking in the 4th inning. And they got runners on the corners. There's 2 away here in the 5th inning. And we're ready to get back to the live action. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball. This is swung on, and it is hooked down into the left field corner. That is going to be trouble. 1 run is in. And as they race around, they're going to hold up the base runner Kondo at third base. But the first pitch that Yuki Nomura sees, he lashes into the corner for a double. And he's got himself an RBI, and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters are now up 2-1 here in the 5th inning. And the Buffaloes are not out of trouble yet with 2 away. It's going to bring up Yuto Takahama, the first baseman. So good piece of hitting. He's got Nomura at second, Kondo the runner at third. It's 2 away here in the 5th. Shimizu has scored to give the fighters a 2-1 lead. And Takahama steps up to the plate. He is 1 for 2 tonight. And there is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Takahama flew to left field his first time up, and he singled in the 4th. He's got a little bit of juice in the stick. He's got 7 home runs, and he takes a fastball down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield is playing a little bit shallow here. They've got to be able to throw a runner out at the plate if it's a base hit. Field is back, and there is a fastball that misses inside. The count now runs to 2-1 on Takahama. Crucial part of the ball game for sure right now. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Yoshida gets the sign from his catcher. He comes sent at the chest. He kicks, he delivers. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Takahama. Yoshida kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. It's in the dirt. The catcher, Fushimi, blocks it. He picks it up and he tags the batter Takahama for the third out of the inning, but not until there was damage done. For the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters in their half of the fifth inning, they got a run. There was 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We're through 5 complete. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters 2, the Orix Buffaloes 1. We're moving to the 6th inning. They are going to have a little break here in the action. We'll be back in just a couple moments to give you some updates. We don't have any NPB updates, but we'll come back and give you some stuff from around Major League Baseball as we wait on the break of this game here. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Give you guys a little bit of our Hall of Fame memories, and then we'll be right back with some updates for you. Welcome back, everybody. We'll give you some information from around Major League Baseball today. We'll start off in the American League. The Minnesota Twins had a makeup game against the Detroit Tigers today. The Twins, back behind a 2-run shot by Josh Donaldson, knocked off the Tigers 3-2. Both of those teams are not in any type of playoff hunt. They are playing out the string. Other American League action, the Toronto Blue Jays knocked off the Baltimore Orioles tonight 7-3. Vladimir Guerrero checked in tonight with a couple of home runs. He drove in 4 of the 7 runs for the Blue Jays. He hit one in the 4th inning off of Ellison, the 7th inning off of Diplin. So 2 home runs tonight for Guerrero. The Tampa Bay Rays knocked off the Boston Red Sox 6-1 tonight. Nick Pivetta took the loss for the Boston Red Sox. It's been the Tampa Bay Rays have really been outstanding this year. They've really played well. It was Patino. He gets the win. He's 4-3. Pivetta drops to 9-7. The Angels beat the Yankees tonight 8-7. Shohei Ohtani homered tonight. Guerrero gets his 5th win against 2 losses. Wandy Peralta takes the loss. He's 4-3. Raciel Iglesias gets his 28th save of the season. The only other American League game were the Houston Astros, with 2 in the top of the 8th, knocked off the Seattle Mariners. Matone gets the win. He's 4-0. Smith takes the loss. He goes to 2-3. Presley gets the save. In interleague play, the only interleague game, the Colorado Rockies lost to the Texas Rangers 4-3. Axley gets the win. Marquez takes the loss, and Barlow picks up his 3rd save of the season. Over to the National League, the Cardinals, behind the pitching of John Lester, knock off the Cincinnati Reds. That was a crucial game. Cardinals are still hanging around for playoff positioning. The Reds, losing, gave up ground to the Padres, who won. Lester goes to 5-6 on the season. Castillo 7-14. Gallegos gets his 3rd save. The team to watch is the Philadelphia Phillies. They won 7-4 tonight over the Nationals. Wheeler gets the win. He's 11-9. Josiah Gray takes the loss. He goes to 0-2. Alvarado gets the save. The Phillies are definitely, they've got the easiest schedule the rest of the way. So if you're looking for a team to make a run, the Philadelphia Phillies are a team that might be able to do it. They could all of a sudden get back in here in a big hurry and do some damage. San Diego Padres knocked off the Diamondbacks tonight 7-5. Stammen gets the win. He's 6-3. Gilbert takes the loss. He's 1-2. Melanson gets his 35th save of the season. Brewers held off the Giants tonight 3-1. Corbin Burns gets his 9th win against 4 defeats. Alvarez takes the loss. He's 4-2. Josh Hader grabs save number 28 on the season. And the only other final of the night is the Dodgers, behind 4 home runs, gave Julio Urias, his 15th win of the season. He's 15-3. Drew Smiley takes the loss. He goes to 9-4, and Blake Trinan gets his 5th save. I shut it off at 5-0, figuring, hey, this game is finished. Nope, not so much. Final score 5-3. Well, we're back to the live action here in just a moment. The Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters, after their break, are taking to the field. And so we're ready to get back with the live action. There is a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Sugimoto, and it's a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and grounded foul on the third base side, and the count is now 0-2. Owasawa is still in the game. He is now at 101 pitches. He entered the inning at 99. So he is still the pitcher in the ball game. The breaking ball to Sugimoto that misses outside. The count is 1-2. Orix Buffaloes have 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error. The Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters are 2-8-0. There is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 1-2. That error would have been charged to the catcher as he spiked the ball into the ground that last inning. Advancing Shimizu over to third. That was unbelievable. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball. This is swung on and again fouled away. And it looks like the first baseman, Sugimoto, is going to go and look for another bat. Not a big fan of that breaking ball that Uwasawa throws. He really leaves that ball up in the zone. He might have a big league fastball, but he's got a high school breaking ball. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Uwasawa kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled straight back. And we're going to do the 1-2 pitch all over again. We really appreciate everybody being here tonight and checking in. Comes the 1-2 pitch to Sugimoto. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire the big right-handed hitting first baseman for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Ryoichi Adachi. Adachi tonight has grounded out to short both his trips to the plate. He is 0 for 2. And so here comes the first pitch from Uwasawa. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. Then the count is 1-0. Uwasawa gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count runs even at 1s to Adachi. Interesting to see what the Buffaloes do if they stay with the right-hander, if they make a change. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-1. Getting into the point of the ball game where the bullpens are about to come into play here. It was the 109th pitch of the ball game for Uwasawa. One would think this would probably be his last inning of work. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a call strike. And it's a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped back to the pitcher. Uwasawa picks it up and he throws to first, and that's going to go down as a ground out. 1-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away here in the 6th, and that is going to leave it up to Ryo Nishimura. And Nishimura tonight getting the start in right field. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He's been retired both times via the strikeout. That is the 111th pitch of the ball game for Uwasawa. Here's the first pitch to Nishimura. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. His average has now dropped to 308. He's only got 13 at-bats this season. He's now 4 for 13. And there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Osawa gets the sign from the catcher. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count now runs 1-2 to Nishimura. It'd be interesting to see if they walk the ladder and throw him a high fastball here and then come back with a breaking ball. It's been a steady diet of breaking balls to this right-handed stick. There's a fastball, but it misses just off the outside corner, and the count now runs even at 2-2. I like the idea of going back to that fastball. I just don't know if I like the location of that pitch. So here comes the 2-2. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up in the air. Moving over underneath it is the second baseman, Sato. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire the side here in the 6th inning for Orix. So for Orix in their 6th, they got no runs on no hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We are moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 2, the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning in just a moment. I'm going to give you a little bit of this.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones. The creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate it, Steve. We are going to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. It'll be Oda, Sato, and Ishii. And they will get things rocking and rolling here. We've got, we already are in the bullpen for the Orix Buffaloes, but they are staying with Yoshida. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is a 1-0 to Oda. Oda tonight is 0 for 2. He grounded out to third, and he grounded the first. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. So we got 1 ball and 1 strike. The Fighters picked up a run in the bottom of the 5th inning to break the deadlock, and it is now 2-1, and there is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2 to Oda. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded past the diving Mune into left field, and it is a base hit. So we've got a single for Oda to lead off the 6th inning. He is the runner at first. That's going to bring up, you see, Sato. It'll be interesting to see if the Fighters are going to start to play for a run here. Sato tonight is 1 for 2. Fariel, the score is running across the bottom of the screen on the ticker. The outs, you'll have to listen in. We give them. I'm not going to give it every batter. This is the first hitter of the inning. Now it's the second hitter of the inning. If the first guy let off with a hit, we know there's probably nobody out. And they are squaring the bunt right out of the gate. So it looks like the Fighters are going to be playing for each and every run. So here we go. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball. That ball is bunted foul down the first base line. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Sato. So they're definitely going to try to pump him into a scoring position. Every run is going to count here. This is probably going to be a 1-run ball game. Roman is saying that he thinks that Orix used their best bullpen guys yesterday. And you're probably right. This is going to be a tough game for Orix to win. Here's the pitch. It's bunted. It's fielded by the catcher. He fires down to second for 1, back to first. It's going to be a double play. Sato, not only does he not get the job done, but he bunts into a double play. Oh, my goodness. What a fantastic play by the catcher, Fushimi. He pounced on that ball, fielded it, fired down to second to retire the runner, Oda, and then they get back over to first base to retire Sato. Fantastic defense by the Orix Buffaloes. Cat-like quickness, fires the ball over to the shortstop covering. So that's going to go down as a 2-6-3 double play. Outstanding defense. And here we go. The first pitch to Ishii is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. That's going to be an opportunity that is going to be left squandered here. So we have 2 away here, and there is a breaking ball down. And the count is 1-1. So that goes down as a 2-6-3 double play. Fantastic play by the catcher. There's a changeup taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2 to Ishii. A play that Fushimi definitely made up for the ball that he spiked into the ground a couple innings ago. There's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled away, and the count is 1-2. Ishii will be followed by the catcher Shimizu, should he find a way on base. That play was absolutely unbelievable. Fantastic play by the catcher. There is a 2-seam fastball that misses low and away. Count is now 2-2 to Ishii. As I mentioned earlier, if you're looking for some highlights later on, Instagram, Pacific League runs some highlights, and there's going to be a couple of ones. That's definitely going to be a highlight on the Pacific League channel. There is a split finger pitch that misses low and in, and the count is now 3-2. The other one is a couple innings earlier where the catcher spiked the ball into the ground, allowing the runner to advance from second to third. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to Ishii. Yoshida kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's going to get through the 4-hole on the right side into right field. And that is going to be a 2-out base hit for Ishii. That's going to bring up the catcher, Yushi Shimizu. Shimizu tonight is 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up and scored the run to put the Fighters up ahead. He bats with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. I'd like to thank everybody for checking in tonight. We're glad that you are with us. We appreciate you listening to the live commentary of the game between the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters and the Orix Buffaloes. It's 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Fighters have a runner on first base. There's 2 away. Yoshida gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Shimizu. So no balls and 1 strike. Yoshida fires over to first base, and diving back in time is Ishii. Ishii's got 6 stolen bases on the he is somebody that you have to keep an eye on. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Shimizu, and it is a breaking ball, and it is taken for a strike. They throw down to second base, and Ishii is going to be nailed. He's going to be caught stealing. That's going to go down as a caught stealing 2-6 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it for the Fighters here in the sixth inning. So they had no runs. There were 2 hits, there were no errors, and there were 2 runners, nobody left on base after squandering those 2 hits. We are now moving to the top of the 7th inning. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 2, the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We will be back in just a moment. Here's our buddy Hollis again. I love this one. Here you go, Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. And before we went over to give you some Matt Hollis, we were checking out the play at second base. The Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters decided to challenge, but the umpires have just come back, and it has been upheld, and it is an out. So we are going to be moving to the top of the 7th inning with the score of the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 2 and the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment, and we'll give you all the action. Check this out.
Are you into digital cards? Last Raps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spunt Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Raps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. Moving ourselves into the top of the 7th inning, and Tom Kelly is in the house here. He says he's loving the broadcast. Is there anywhere to watch the game? And I don't know where you're at, Tom, if you're in the United States, Canada, or possibly somewhere else. There are places you can watch the game. I know in the United States, DAZN has been carrying some of the Japanese stuff. I just don't know if that is going to be this game carried here or what their schedule is like. Depending upon where you're at overseas, there's all kinds of other stuff. Tom says he's in Michigan. Yeah, so possibly DAZN might be something down in the States. I know they had a contract with them. I just don't know if they're giving you the English feed or the Japanese feed. I know we've had a couple of people say that when they've been able to pick up the games, they've been syncing our feed in with the Japanese game because they've been getting the Japanese feeds. So maybe that will help you out the best. You can always bookmark our channel. This is the first game we've done in a couple months. We've had some other things that we've been in the way, but we try to get to 3-4 games every week, usually on the weekends because they're at somewhat reasonable times. So here we are back to the live action, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a ball 1. It is Ryoto Kida, Tori Fushimi, and Kentaro Kobayashi here to face the right-hander Uwasawa, and that pitch to Kida is fouled away, and the count now is even at 1-1. Uwasawa, the starter for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, is still in the ball game. He's at 119 pitches. And there's a fastball that swung on and it's fouled away over on the third base side, and the count is now 1-2. You got to like the Japanese league. They 100 pitches, their pitchers are just getting warmed up. We're already at 119, and there's 2 months to go on the season. Major League Baseball, they're tiptoeing around. I think Casey Mize, I don't even know if Casey Mize for the Tigers today went 80 pitches. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Kita is down on strikes for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th inning. So 1 away, and that brings up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. Well, Fushimi tonight looked like he was going to be the GOAT. He had the runner at second base. They tried to backdoor the runner at second, and he ended up spiking a ball into the ground, allowing the runner to get to third, and eventually scored the go-ahead run. But in the last inning, he made a fantastic play to turn a double play on a bunt. The old 2-6-3 double play, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike. So both of those plays, if you're going to look for highlights, you want to try to take a look and catch Instagram the Pacific League. You'll be able to see their stuff. And there is a breaking ball that is upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So 7, 8, and 9 were the hitters here for Orix in the top of the 7th. Kita, Fushimi, and Kobayashi. There is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fushimi tonight has grounded to short and grounded to second. Once he gets the sign from his catcher, he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled away over on the first base side. Again, with 2 strikes, the pitch was too good. He's done that a couple of times where he's left the pitch over the plate. A couple times he's been burned. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Osawa kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. That is going to retire Fushimi for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to Kotaro Kobayashi. That's the 9th strikeout of the ball game for Uwasawa. He started the ball game tonight with 2 strikeouts. He's definitely got the Orix hitters confused. And here is the first pitch to Kobayashi. It is swung on, and it is a base hit into left field. That's going to be Kobayashi's 3rd hit of the ball game. Tom Kelly asks, is there anywhere to see a game cast similar to the MLB? As far as English is concerned, the answer to that is no. If you go to the NPB website, you can kind of refresh your stuff, and it'll give you the play-by-play. If you use the translate, you'll be able to, I guess, how could I say, you'll be able to see some of the action. The translations, Tom, are very interesting because sometimes it's the literal, whatever the Japanese name is. You might get, Redwood Forest or something that shows up in English. There's a breaking ball to Fukuda, taken for a called strike. So Shuhei Fukuda is the leadoff hitter for Orix. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single, a strikeout, and he's popped to short. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball. Misses upstairs. They appeal down to third base, but the third base umpire says he didn't go. And the count is even at 1-1. This is going to be the 129th pitch of the ball game for Uwasawa. And here's the pitch. It is a changeup taken for a called strike. And the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Osawa gets the sign from his catcher, Shimizu. He comes set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we say to everybody else, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're here, and it'll give you an opportunity to come and listen when we call some of the other games. We are going to do a couple MLB games this week, but we will be back on the weekends for the NPB games. Those games usually start about 9 o'clock Pacific. or midnight on the East Coast. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fukuda. So much like Masataka Yoshida, they're attacking Fukuda up in the zone. Although when they faced Yoshida earlier on, it was really, really noticeable on how they were attacking him. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. That is a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Of course, we got people that are in here that have unsubscribed, so maybe that if you don't want to subscribe to the channel, then you won't know when we're coming. But we thank everybody for being here. We do appreciate every one of you listening in tonight. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. It is lined foul down the right field line. And that would have been trouble had that stayed fair. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got a pretty good audience in here tonight. We're happy that people are in listening to our call. We thank you for being here. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's 2 away here in the 7th inning. And that pitch is down in the dirt. And they again appeal over to third base. And again, the third base umpire said that Fukuda didn't go. That's now going to make the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Somebody was holding up the sign in the stands, no Uwasawa, no life. It's kind of like the slogan for the ramen, no ramen, no life. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to Fukuda. Uwasawa sets at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It is a changeup taken for a called 3rd strike. That's the 10th strikeout of the ball game for Uwasawa. That might be his last pitch of the game. Fantastic outing by the right-hander. And that is going to retire the side here in the 7th inning for the Orix Buffaloes. So for the Buffaloes, they had no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left the board. We are moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 2 and the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We will be back in just a moment. We'll give you some of this. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. Here's a couple of tunes as we wait for the bottom of the 7th inning to happen, and we'll get ourselves a drink and get our tones ready to go for the bottom half of the 7th inning. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Orix Buffaloes are going to the bullpen, and they're making a pitching change. And so we're going to get you that update in just a moment. They've got a left-hander on the mound, number 28. And for the, as we look at who that is, we'll always take a little bit of an update here, and we're going to get you all the updates here. We've got, it looks like we got a Yushi Shimizu is coming in. So number 28 for the Buffaloes is Toyama, and that would be Ryoga Toyama, or Tomiyama, coming into pitch. And here is the first pitch to Shimizu. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one. So Tomiyama on the season, he is now pitching in his 37th ball game. He's 2-0 on the year. He's pitched in 32 2/3 innings. He brings a 2.76 ERA into the game with him. And there's a called strike to Shimizu, and the count is 1-1. Sometimes it's always a little bit of a challenge getting some of the information. I don't always have that at the fingertips. There's a fastball that misses just below the knees, and the count is now 2-1 to Shimizu. So Tomiyama, it's the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into left field. Moving underneath it is the left fielder Masataka Yoshida, and he is going to put that one away for out number one. So one up and one away here in the bottom of the seventh inning, and that's going to bring the top of the order, Haruki Nishikawa, to the plate. So Tomiyama faces one batter and he retires him, and now he's getting the top of the order in Nishikawa. Nishikawa tonight is 2 for 3. He singled his first two times up and he grounded to first his last time up. And the first pitch to him is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nishikawa will be followed by the right fielder Kimura. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, we want to thank everybody for being here and checking in on our videos tonight, our live feed. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle, and it's going to get by the second baseman into center field. The outstretched arms of Adachi, the second baseman for Orix, and Nishikawa has his third hit tonight. And each time he's been aboard, he's been erased on the base paths. He's been caught stealing tonight. He was erased on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. So Fumikazu Kimura is now the hitter. He is 0 for 3. He flew out to right field in the first, and he struck out a couple of times after that. So here comes the pitch to Kimura. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. Sure doesn't like the call there. He takes a long stare back at the home plate umpire. The home plate umpire tonight has definitely struggled. Maybe not as much as Kimura has this year. Kimura is 9 for 59 on the season. That includes his numbers with the Saitama Seibu Lions. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here comes the pitch. It's a long hold at the belt by Tomiyama, and then he flips it over to first base. And diving back in time is the base runner Nishikawa. Nishikawa does like to run a little bit. He's got 14 stolen bases on the year, and he's got a huge lead. He's got 1 foot on the turf, the other one on the dirt. And here's the pitch, and it is a off-speed pitch that misses low and away, and the count is 2-1 to Kimura. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Playing this game at the Sapporo Dome in home of the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that just misses low, and the count has now gone to 3-1 on Kimura. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Kimura digs in. Holding at the belt is the pitcher Tomiyama. Gets the sign from the catcher. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This is belted into deep left field. This is trouble. This is down. It's going to get off the wall in left field. Playing it off the hop. They're going to send the runner all the way around from first base. The cutoff is terrible. Skips by the shortstop and then by the second baseman. That is going to be a clutch double for Kimura that scores Nishikawa all the way from first base. And the Fighters have extended their lead to 3-1 over the Orix Buffaloes. So an RBI double for Kimura, and that's going to bring up Kensuke Kondo to the plate. Kondo has been on base all 3 times tonight. He's officially 1 for 2. He bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. He singled and scored a run in the 4th, and he walked and was stranded at third base in the 5th inning. So with 1 away, runner at second, Kondo digs in. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. That's not going to get the job done as Masataka Yoshida makes the catch, and that's going to hold the runner at second base. And that is going to retire Kondo on the fly ball left. So 2 away here in the 7th inning. And that's going to leave it all up to Yuki Nomura. Nomura's had a fine afternoon at the plate. He's got a single, a double, but he did strike out looking back in the 4th. He's officially 2 for 3. He's been able to pull his batting average up on the season just over 300. He's at 301. He's got 4 homers and 23 runs batted in. So Tomiyama gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball down in the dirt. And the count is 1-0. Yeah, we're definitely getting into crunch time. And what's also fascinating is the Fighters pitcher is up to 130 pitches, and it does not look like he's coming out of the ball game. Looks like he's a man who's ready to come back in to battle again. So I'd be curious to see how many pitches they take this guy to. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to third. Mune dives to his left. What a fantastic play by Yuma Mune. Yuma Mune went hard to his left. He laid out, dove. He gets the ball, gets to his feet, and fires a one-hopper over to first base. And that is going to retire the side here for the Fighters in the 7th inning. That goes as a ground out, 5-3, but not before damage has been done. There was 1 run in the inning on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're through 7 innings. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 3, the Orix Buffaloes 1. We'll be back for the top of the 8th inning in just a couple of moments, everyone. We are glad you are with us. Hold tight. We got some tunes and a little jingle for you. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be back in just a moment. It is going to be the top of the 8th inning. And we have a 3-1 lead for the Fighters. We're glad you are with us. And it does look like there will be a pitching change, so we'll get that for you. They're going to a left-hander, are the Fighters. We'll get you his specs in just a moment. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
Are you into digital cards? Last Wraps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spunt Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Wraps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Mizuki Hori coming in, left-hander for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. This is going to be his 43rd appearance of the season. He is 2-1 on the year. He's got himself a 2.50 earned run average. And so he is coming over and taking over for the right-hander Naoyuki Uesawa, who was absolutely fantastic in his 7 innings of work. He fanned 10 hitters. And as I look through my score sheet, it doesn't look like he walked anyone tonight. But here is going to be, they were going to be facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Orix batting order. It's going to be Yuma Mune, who made a fantastic play to end the last inning. He's going to lead it off. Then it'll be Masataka Yoshida and Yutaro Sugimoto. So he's got a tough task on his hand here. Mune singled his last time up. And the first pitch, he takes a breaking ball outside. The count is 1-0. Mune is 1 for 3 tonight. He struck out looking in the first. He grounded out to first, and he singled back in the 5th inning. So Mune gets himself dug in. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball again down in the dirt, and the count is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. This is the time of the game where you've got to keep your pencil sharp and your eraser handy, because there's going to be all kinds of changes happening. So here comes the 2-0 to Mune. There's a fastball upstairs, and the count is 3-0. You certainly don't want to walk Mune when you've got Yoshida and Sugimoto coming to bat. Both, as we mentioned earlier, are 2nd and 3rd respectively in the Pacific League in runs batted in. And with one swing of the bat, both of these guys could tie the game up, with Mune getting up, leading off the inning with a potential walk here. And he takes a fastball in for a strike, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Yuma Mune. I think if I'm Yuma Mune, I'm taking again here. You know, he's got to come to you twice. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And it's swung on, and it's hit on one hop to the shortstop. Ishii makes the play. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Mune. Mune did put a good swing on the pitch. It goes down as a ground out, 6-3. But I still think I'm taking that pitch. He had to go up the ladder to get it. That pitch may have been out of the zone. Looked like it was well above the belt. Did a really good job of staying inside the baseball. But that is going to retire him for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Masataka Yoshida. Yoshida tonight is 0 for 3. He's grounded to second. He's struck out twice. His average has slipped to .332 on the season. And he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. We noted Uesawa really worked Yoshida up in the zone, and that first pitch fastball was right at the belt. So as we mentioned before, there must be something in the scouting report that's saying, hey, they've got to work him up in the zone. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-1. But it is really noticeable. They went after Yoshida all 3 plate appearances in this game with pitches up in the zone. And we're not talking about 1 or 2. We're talking about a whole bunch. And there is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. So let's see what happens here if they go up in the zone to try to finish him off. And here comes the 1-2 pitch to Yoshida, and there is a breaking ball that is down in the dirt. The count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the 2-2 to Yoshida. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to second. It's fielded cleanly by Sato. He throws to first base. And that is going to retire Yoshida for the second out of the inning. That goes down as a ground out, 4-3. So 2 up and 2 away here in the 8th inning. And that's going to leave it all up to Yutaro Sugimoto. So if there was an opportunity for Orix to do some damage, this would have been the inning, one would have thought, with Mune, Yoshida, and Sugimoto. So 2 away here in the 8th. Ori gets the sign from his catcher Shimizu, and he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Sugimoto is 1 for 3 tonight. He doubled in the 4th. He's also grounded out and struck out. There's a breaking ball that misses low and away, and that's one thing we noticed with him, that he has received a steady diet of off-speed pitches, one after another. So he may only get really 1 good fastball, which to hit in the at-bat, if at all. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's another breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Or he gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Ishii picks it up. He fires the first, and that will do it for the Buffaloes here in the top of the 8th inning. It's going down as a ground out, 6-3. So for the Buffaloes in the top of the 8th inning, there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 3, the Orix Buffaloes 1. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Thanks for being here with us, everybody. We appreciate you checking us out. Hopefully you stick around and listen to one of our other games later in the week.
Are you into digital cards? Last Wraps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spunt Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Wraps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is going to be Yuto Takahama. It'll be Taishi Oda and Ryusi Sato. And there is going to be a pitching change for the Orix Buffaloes, and it is going to be number 65, and that is going to be Taisi Urashihara. So that's a little bit of a challenge. He's going to be the 4th pitcher of a record tonight. He is a right-hander. And so Taisi, Taisei, and then the last name is Urashihara. And he is entering the ball game here for the Buffaloes. On the season, this is his 32nd appearance, and he's got himself 2 wins and 2 losses. He's got a couple of saves. He's got an ERA of 2.70. The 25-year-old is in his 2nd season with the Buffaloes, and there is a first pitch fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So Takahara, Oda, and Sato here to face the young right-hander, and there's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1. For Takahara tonight, he is 1 for 3. He singled, he struck out, and he's flown out to left field. And the Fighters are looking to knock off the first place Buffaloes in game 1 of this series. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Orix gets the sign. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that runs in on the hands, and it is now 2-2 to Takahara. Two balls and two strikes. Orix gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to third. Mune fumbles the ball, and now he's going to have to eat it. And Takahara is going to reach first base, and that is a pretty quick E up on the board. It'll be E5 charged to Mune. Mune, who's had a pretty decent ball game over there. He had a nice backhanded play. He made a nice diving play to his left. This one here ate him up. It was a tough play, but you still have to make that play at this level. So that is going to be E5. And you know what's going to happen is the ball will find you. He'll make an error, and it's going to come back to him again. You can just feel it coming. So here comes the center fielder, Taishi Oda. Oda tonight is 1 for 3. He's grounded out to third. He's popped out to first, and he was erased in a double play back in the 6th inning when the catcher Fushimi made an outstanding play to get out and get the ball and fire him out at second base. With the runner on first, here's the first pitch. He squares the bunt. It is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So one would think they're going to try to move him into a scoring position here with a couple of cracks to bring him home. Trying to get that one more run across, and you can already see that he's looking to square. So 1 ball and no strikes. Orix flips it over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Takahara. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It is a changeup, swung on and missed. The count is 1-1. I guess they tipped the bunt off. I'm not sure what they're thinking over there. I think I keep the bunt on. Got to get this guy into scoring position. Here, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters, a 2-run lead is not a safe lead by any stretch of the imagination. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. And that is a fastball taken at the knees, and the count is now 1-2. So our Korean baseball fan asks, is the Fighters closer a good closer? Well, I guess we're going to find out. Haven't had a lot of opportunities to close out games when you're the worst team in the Pacific League. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to Oda. That is swung on and fouled away over on the first base side. And the count is going to remain at 1-2. Regardless, it's a good question, though. I haven't seen enough of the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters this year to really get a feel for what they're all about. I wonder if they're going to bring in Brian Rodriguez. Brian Rodriguez has got 1 save, and there's a breaking ball swung on it. It's lifted into right field. Camping out underneath it is the right fielder Nishimura. He's going to make the catch. Returning back over to first base is the base runner Takahara. And that is going to be the first out of the inning as Oda is retired. It's going to bring up Ryoshi Sato. Sato, the second baseman tonight, is 1 for 3. He bunted into that double play back in the 6th inning. He singled and he's grounded out to second. So I'd be curious to see who the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters are going to close out the game with here. Last couple of years, they had Akiyoshi as the closer. He picked up 12 saves last year and 25 the year before. He's only appeared in 9 games this year, and he hasn't got any saves. The first pitch to Sato was taken for a ball, and now the second pitch is taken for a ball. So we've got 2 pitches that are down in the dirt, and both are balls. So 2 balls and no strikes. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball taken at the knees, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Sato. Should he reach base safely, or at least keep it? We've got the shortstop Ishii waiting his turn on deck. There's a fastball swung on it. It is looped over to the second baseman. It is caught by Adachi. They had the runner was going, and that is going to be a double play. So it is going to be a 4-3 double play that will erase Takahara at first base. That is going to do it here in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. So there was no runs, there were no hits, there was 1 error, and nobody left the board. We are moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters 3, Orix Buffaloes 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back for all the action here at the top of the 9th inning. Glad you are with us.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's Matt Hollis. Be sure to check out his channel. We appreciate him supporting us, and in turn, we like to support Matt. He's well over 800 subscribers now on his channel. We just looked at him the other day, and we thought, boy, he was still around 600 or 700. He has exploded. Good on you, Matt. Well done, and a lot of hard work put into it. We are moving here to the bottom of the, moving to the top of the 9th inning, and there is a pitching change for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. I'll get that for you in a minute, but it does look like it's going to be Rodriguez coming into the game. He's looking to collect a save for himself here. That is going to be Brian Rodriguez, number 41. This is going to be his 33rd appearance. He's got no wins and 2 losses. He's got 1 save on the season. He's got a 1.71 ERA, and he's going to get called upon here in the 9th inning to slam the door. This is his 4th season in a Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighter uniform. There are all kinds of changes around for the fighters, but I'll be fair, I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to be able to get defensive changes for you. There's 4 positions that have been moved around. So Brian Rodriguez in to close it out here in the 9th inning. Coming up for the Buffaloes, it is going to be Ryoichi Adachi, and the first pitch he takes is a fastball inside for ball 1. So Adachi, Nishimura, and Kita are the 3 hitters. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. It is a breaking ball that just misses, and the count is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. We got the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Orix batting order. Adachi tonight is 0 for 3. He's grounded to short twice, and he grounded back to the pitcher his last at bat. You got to think he's taken all the way. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Rodriguez. Is a fastball that misses outside. The count is 3-0. So this ball game is definitely not over yet. This is not a good thing for the fighters. Looks like Rodriguez has brought his gasoline can out to the mound and soaked it. He's ready to light this thing on fire. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. And the count is now 3-1. In this situation, he's got to come to you 2 more times. I think I'll put my back shoulder for sure on this one. We're in crunch time now. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 3-2. So he's going to have to come all the way back here with the 3-2 pitch. Rodriguez is throwing, he is a cut above everybody else. He's throwing 95 miles an hour. This is the hardest thrower we've seen all night. There's the pitch. It's a fastball. It's swung on. It's tapped just past the pitcher. It's fielded by the third baseman. They fired a first. They say he is safe. The third baseman is now Yachi, but you definitely got to think that that is going to be looked at. I would say they've got to go to the, they're definitely going to replay. I think the third baseman made a nice play. That is Yachi now in defensively at third. And the umpires are going to go underneath the booth to go have a look. We're going to get our view of this. I'll let you know. I've been about 50-50 this year. Sometimes I'm not sure what the umpires see that I don't see. So it's a ball tap just past the pitcher. Ooh, that's going to be tough to overturn. I'm going to have to see a different angle on that one. And we are getting a different angle. Oh, the overhead angle, I think they've got him. But the angle on the first base side, I don't know. Ooh, that's going to be an interesting call. Adachi thinks he's safe. He's given the call. So I got to be honest, a couple of the angles that I saw, the overhead angle, to me, he's out. But the angle on the first base side and the angle on the third base side, it looks like he's safe. So I wonder what the umpires are going to see. Here's the other one again. Yeah, over top, I think he's out. But as I said, the angle from kind of the third base dugout side that goes toward first base. Nope, I think he's out. This is going to be overturned. And if it is, it's a nice play by the third baseman who had to come and attack and get the ball. I don't know what the wait is all about. I'm pretty sure that they're going to say they got him. This is where we need the Jeopardy soundtrack, so we can play a little bit of that for everybody. And as we still wait. Again, they give us the overhead view. The overhead view for me is the definitive one. That tells me that he is out. He hasn't impacted the base yet. Let's see what the umpires have to say. Maybe if he wasn't running down the baseline with that big, huge protective gear on his left foot, he might have been safe. And we're still waiting. I think if I'm the pitcher, Rodriguez, I want to start taking some tosses here. don't know what they're looking at. Here come the umpires. And the decision, they've called them safe. That's unbelievable. They've called them safe. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's unbelievable. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know what angles they're looking at, but definitely the angles that we're looking at, I think he was out. But what do I know? I guess it all depends on what the money line's going at. Maybe if some of the betting guys were in here, they would let us know. And that is going to bring up pinch hitter for the Orix Buffaloes. And it looks like it's Adam Jones. So we got the former Baltimore Oriole coming to bat. Pretty sure that's what we're looking at here. This is not a slim trim Adam Jones. This is a much bigger variety. So Adam Jones is going to pinch hit for Nishimura, who is 0 for 3 tonight. So with one swing of the bat, he could tie this game right up, and he's got the ability to do it. This is a shell of his former self, but he has seen 95-mile-an-hour pitching before, and so this is not going to overpower him. And the first pitch to Jones is swung on. It's grounded to second. It's fielded by the second baseman. Over to second for 1, back to first, double play, and there you have it. There's 2 away just like that on one swing of the bat. So grounded into the double play. That's the old 4-6-3. And Jones is out. Retires Adachi. 4-6, nice play, and we're down to the last out, and that's going to be the designated hitter, Kita. So what's Jones getting a year? He's getting $4 million a year over there. Well, I don't know about that production, though. Well, Brian Rodriguez looking to close this thing out. Here comes Ryota Kita to the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He's doubled and scored the only run for Orix. He's also struck out and flown to left. There's the first pitch that was a ball. Roman in here throwing bombs. I mean, he was an Oriole, right? I guess he knows how to lose. Actually, he was with the Orioles when they were good. So here's the 1-0 pitch, and it is a changeup swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-1. Should Kita get on, he'll be followed by the catcher Fushimi, although one would think that they're probably going to go in to try to pinch hit for him. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. This ball is going to get up the gap and get all the way to the wall. Digging for second is the designated hitter. Here comes the throw to third. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. A third out at third to end the ball game. What a play. Absolutely unbelievable play. That's going to go down as a 9-4-3 putout. Are you kidding me? You're already in scoring position at second base. He tries to go to third, and he gets hosed at third base to end the ball game. If that's not boneheaded baseball, I don't know what is. So he got himself a double, and he gets thrown out. 9-4-5 on the putout to end the ball game. You don't see that every day. So Brian Rodriguez is going to get the save, and that is one ugly save. Unbelievable finish to this game. I don't think I've seen anything that crazy in a while. So you've got the double play, and then you get this guy. I mean, that ball was smoked. It was an absolute gap job. Gets over past the right fielder. He plays it off the wall. He fires it into the second baseman. One hop into third, and he's out. It's not even close. He's out by 3 steps. 3 steps. The third baseman could have had a sandwich and a cup of coffee and then applied the tag. What a fantastic relay by the fighters to end the ball game. But that has got to be some of the dumbest base running I've witnessed in a while. So the totals to end this ball game, you've got 3 runs on 13 hits, no errors for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. You got the Orix Buffaloes at 1-7-2. I'd like to thank everybody for coming to listen in tonight, man. I appreciate everybody being here. We are going to be doing some more stuff. We're going to do some MLB games during the week. For those of you who are listening in North America, we'll be back on the air in the weekend. We will call the Saturday and Sunday NPB games. I haven't yet decided what it is. I will put that up on the channel in advance so you can go and check in. Those start to be about 9 o'clock Pacific time or 10 o'clock Pacific time, which would be either midnight or 1 a.m. on the East Coast of the United States and Canada. So hopefully you get a chance to come on back and check it in. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you listening to the game tonight, and thank you for the chat. This was one of the more fun chats, and of course, we haven't been on the air in a couple of months. Hopefully we'll see you guys again soon. Our Korean baseball fan, TYN, Roman, all the other fellas that checked in tonight, Reniel. I hope it said it right, Reniel. We also had our other ones in earlier on. We had Tom Kelly and, of course, Farial. All the other ones that were here, Big Ray, Joe, everybody else. Once again, you've listened to another Last Drafts Baseball video production. Have a great night, everybody. We will see you again later. Have a great night.